All right, guys, welcome back to the channel here. So today I just want to give you a little video here of what I got going on here with my F150 here. This is you can see the 5.0 302, or the Coyote, some call it. But yeah, this is the 5.0 V8 it's a 2016 F150. And if you clicked on this video, you probably have a similar issue that I'm running into here, and that is leaking valve covers on here. So here you can see, looking at the passenger side, is this side here by the oil fill cap. And then coming over here, this is the driver's side here next to the oil dipstick. But actually both sides for me are leaking here, so I'll walk through both scenarios of what I got going on here. But yeah, if you're looking at this, you're probably wondering what's going on, or you have a similar issue with your truck as well. And you can see here, I noticed this doing an oil change earlier this week. There's quite a bit of oil residue here, buildup I should say. And you might think it's just from changing oil that you might have spilt some on there, you know, that happens and stuff, but this has progressively gotten worse. Probably the last, probably at least 2 oil changes I've done now. Whereas before it was just like a little, you know, for sure this top one's leaking, and potentially this bottom, but for sure I noticed the top one probably 2 or 3 oil changes ago. And you know, this truck's got a little over 100,000 miles now, so probably in that 80 to 90-ish thousand range is where I really noticed this starting to leak. And it wasn't bad, but you can see now it's starting to be a little progressively worse here, where it's starting to take up this whole corner of the valve cover and actually trickling down now. So that leads me to this video. I'm going to show you what's going on here. So this side is kind of by the VCT solenoids here is what they call, and these little seals here you can see, that's what I suspect is leaking here. Looking at the threads, or the forums I should say, online, that's a pretty common issue, but the mileage varies for trucks, or vehicle to vehicle. Some earlier, some later. So like I said, I'm at about 100,000 now, and I probably noticed this between that 80-90,000 mark, you know, just a real slight leak, but now it's kind of becoming a little bit more of a problem, I would say. And then another common issue here too, you can see, let's see if I get a good picture of this. So you can see, just one second here, if I point it up here. So this is on the ignition coil, or the spark plug hole here. There's seals on this as well in the valve cover. And those, I guess, are notorious for leaking as well too. So here's another angle. That's where the coil is, ignition coil, and that's where the leak is. If I come over here to the driver's side, you can see that as well. This would be I guess the first ignition coil here, closest to me on the front of the engine or the motor on the driver's side. So again, you can see that leaking there. So like I said, there's seals on each ignition coil pack or spark plug channel, I should say. There's seals there as well that fail notoriously. So so the fix here, you can see, is obviously what I've read is that there's no way around this other than popping the valve covers off. I think on the EcoBoost motor, some people might have been able to get around replacing the seals without having to take the valve covers off, at least on the VCT or the solenoid area here, I think is what people are able to do. However, just looking at this and then reading on some of the forums and the DIY stuff, it doesn't seem, on the 5 liters at least, there's a way around taking the valve covers, or doing it without having to take the valve covers off. So so yeah, I guess that's my project here, is I'll be doing that for both banks here, 1 and 2. So driver and passenger side. It's, you know, it's not bad, I should say. You can see it's not really coming out too bad, but it's something that I think if you don't take care of it, it's probably only just going to get worse as those seals wear down or deteriorate. I suspect that leak will just only get worse. So try and take care of it before matters get worse here. So so looking back at this, I guess there's really 2 options here for replacement if you wanted to. Depends on your costs and what you got for time. So what you can do is Ford, I think there's some aftermarket ones too, like Dorman, that offer gaskets and seal replacements. So you get a gasket for your valve cover, obviously, with the kit, and then each ignition coil, spark plug channel, you get a seal for that, and then you get 2 on each side of for the solenoid seals here. So it comes with a full kit for both bank 1 and 2, or both sides, if you had to do both valve covers. I think I've seen online right now it's anywhere from 50 to 70 bucks, depending on the sales you might find, and if it's OEM or aftermarket. So a little more budget minded. However, you're going to have to pop all these out with some type of extraction or prying tool, kind of like a flathead screwdriver. And then you're going to have to press these all back in. So you could probably only replace the ones that are leaking, but obviously good measure, you'd probably want to do them all if that was the situation. So I've heard that those are kind of a bear to press these in and then actually get them seated to the right depth. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Cheaper option, but sounds like it's a little more problematic or troublesome to actually get the seals taken out, number one, and then pressed in to the proper depth and actually seating location if you do just get the seal kit. So that's option one, budget minded or budget friendly. The other option here is to actually get a whole new valve cover assembly. And those come with seals, and I should say the seals for the coils or spark plug channels, as well as the solenoid holes here, already pressed in and seated to where they need to be. So, you know, that'll save you quite a bit of time if you're swapping these valve covers out. Now those cost a little bit more too. I think for some reason I think the passenger side here is a little bit cheaper, and when I say cheaper, OEM is probably 140 to 160 right now is what I've been seeing online, and then the driver's side is quite a bit more, like 40 bucks more, so like 180, 190 is what I'm seeing right now. So I'm not sure what the difference is with the price, but again, that full valve cover kit that you're seeing online from either Ford or I think Dorman as well makes some aftermarket ones here, are going to run a little bit more, but they'll probably save you time in the long run without having to press those seals in and stuff. So anyways, guys, I hope you find this helpful. If you're running this on your Ford F150s, specifically the 5.0 liter coil motors, I think the EcoBoosts are having issues like this as well, so it might apply to those EcoBoost owners as well. But I hope you found this helpful. If you pop the hood and you see you might have some leaking going on here, to maybe get that fixed or look at replacing those valve seals, or otherwise the whole valve cover altogether. So hope this helps you guys. Thanks for watching.